weekly blanket covering our lives one vlog at a time. You might notice that I have a friend with me today. It's actually tonight. And the reason that I have this friend is because at night, when he goes to bed, regardless of what has happened in the day or what he's done before he goes to bed, when it's time for Nicholas to go to bed, the entire house has to be what?
Quiet.
Quiet. So, Daddy and I were laughing, talking about a story, something funny that happened earlier. What did you tell me? Why did you come back out of bed after you'd been tucked in?
Because I heard you guys laughing.
What did you tell me? That you couldn't sleep?
Yeah.
Unless we were totally quiet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, do you think you can sleep now?
Well, if you guys be quiet.
Okay, we'll do our best. Can I have a kiss?
Okay.
Love you.
Love you too.
More than anything.
More than that.
More than that.
More than that. Oh.
So, Nicholas is probably the loudest person in the house. But when it's time for him to go to sleep, we all have to be completely quiet. As a matter of fact, he got a new bank. It's an ATM machine. And he was playing with it earlier. His sister's been asleep for probably an hour. And I said, man, you better be glad that your sister doesn't mind you being as loud as what you mind being. And he was just kind of like, he didn't care. Literally 2 minutes in bed, and now he's back up to tell me I'm being too loud because I laughed. It's just our life, bro. Anyway, this week has been a challenging week, and I'll probably talk about that later on. But a couple of the things that happened this week, kind of all toward the end of the week, was I broke my toe. I won't let Humberto put a picture of that because it's really gross, and plus I need a pedicure, but I was trying to kick Nicholas's backpack out of his doorway of his bedroom, and I kicked too far and I kicked the wall by accident, so I've got a purple little toe. Well, it's not little anymore, it's like a little sausage toe. That happened later that night, about 1 o'clock in the morning. Nicholas came in to say he was throwing up, so he's had the tummy bug this week. It's just kind of yuck. He was pretty sick all day on Friday, but he's feeling tons better, as you can tell. Back to his same squirrely self. We are beginning to try and work on Elaina's madrigal dress. She has madrigal next weekend. And so I didn't even know what madrigal was. I'm still not sure I know what it is. It's some sort of like a medieval carnival theme. So she has to dress like in a medieval gown. And I'm not crafty and I'm not sure what to do. So someone gave us a dress to start with, but it's like twice as big as Elaina. And so we have to figure out how to take it in. So Mom and Brenda and I are gonna put our heads together tomorrow and see if we can figure out how to make this dress tiny so that she can fit in it. And it's some sort of she'll run a carnival game, and then there's a dinner. The dinner's like $25 for some chicken. I don't even know if we're gonna go or not, but anyway, that's what's happening. And they sing. It's a choir thing. So she went to a choir party tonight. She was asleep by the time I got home from church, so I haven't gotten to hear about it, but I heard it was a really good time. We are pretty much wrapped up a lot of our Christmas stuff, Christmas buying and all that stuff. We still haven't gone out to see the lights. That's something that we always do, so maybe we can do that. Lainey said that we normally do that while she's off, but I don't think that they get off from school until like right before Christmas happens this year. So we'll have to find a night to do that where we go drive around town and we look at the lights, and then the local fire department has a light show that's put to music, and we always end with that. So kind of looking forward to one more of our traditions. And actually last Saturday after church, my sister was on Facebook and tagged me in a Facebook post from a local forum. A girl that said she had a friend who needed to find a rehab that was no cost and needed some help. And so Brenda tagged me in the post. I reached out to the girl, gave my phone number, and she called me. And it turns out it was her brother. So I met with him, or I talked to him on the phone Saturday night a week ago, and then talked to him again on Sunday, and then met him it was Tuesday that I met him. Really, really nice guy and really wants sobriety. So I found a resource for him, and we were able to get him scholarshiped into a place. He came here and ate dinner with us one night. You know, one of the things that I guess as a parent you always wonder what your kids are going to remember about their lives growing up. I think probably one of the weird things for my kids is going to be that they don't ever know for sure who's going to be at dinner or on occasion even sleeping over or whatever. We don't do that so much, but I'm very careful about who I bring around the kids. But at the same time, the people that I deal with are drug addicts and alcoholics, and so they're constantly being around people who are really not necessarily at a great place in their life, but they've also had the opportunity to see some of those people totally change their lives around. And so I hope in that way that it will help them see what grace looks like. And I guess I hope that they'll learn to share my thought that sometimes you look at people for more than what they do. You look at them for who they are, and who they are is separate from what they do. Anyway, that was another thing that happened this week. Last night I led an outreach all by myself. I think I've talked about it before, the Budget Suites outreach here in the colony. My coworker that normally leads with me is in Africa and on a mission trip himself. And so I led that outreach by myself, and it was huge. I don't know if I've ever led a group of people on the bus that big. It was close to 30 people. And it was scary because I just don't do that very much anymore. But it went really, really well. It turned out to be a really good group. It was a little bit like herding cats. They were kind of all over the place. But man, once they finally got it, they got it. And it was a good night. It was very cold, but it just, I don't know, it all turned out really well. So it kind of refreshed my confidence that I can still do that part of my job too if I need to. So anyway, it's been an interesting week, and a lot of highs and a lot of lows, so we'll see what next week's brings. So bye.
Hey family, it's Humberto. Just gonna recap what happened this week for me. It was actually kind of a tough work week, to be honest. Actually, last week on Friday, I was trying to upgrade my laptop to Office 2016 for most of the day, only to have it fail at the very end of the day, and so it was something I had to do look forward to on Monday. Monday, I was able to finally kind of late, actually I didn't even get it taken care of on Monday, so I was without email and being able to open Office documents through my laptop for that whole day. Tuesday, I was finally able to get that taken care of. And then I think on Wednesday, I was working along pretty good, and then our internet went down from like 3 o'clock that day on to the very next day on Thursday. And on Thursday, in addition to our internet being down, our power went out for a couple hours. And so I was without power and internet, so I was kind of really not a good week for work and got a little bit behind, but it was able to get it all back together on Friday and Thursday. I was able to catch up. So work-wise, it was kind of a tough week. Then I know on Monday, Pam was actually going to be doing a survey where some people were going to come out to our house. And so we were kind of cleaning up and getting ready for that. And I was cleaning up the bathroom, and for whatever reason, while I was cleaning it, the screw that holds the toilet bowl to the toilet seat must have just been old, and so I accidentally hit it and it just started pouring water out of it. And of course we had just recently put in one of those blue pills into it, and so it was all blue. And actually I think even my hands only till today, or as of today, had finally not have any blue on it from having to work on that and trying to get that fixed. But luckily I did get it fixed just as they were knocking on the door. I was putting everything back together and cleaning up from that. So that was a lot of fun. And then I know Pam mentioned that Nicholas was sick. It was, I guess, Thursday late night. I woke up, I think, around 1 or so when I missed the first time that he threw up, but was kind of awake after that, and he kept on throwing up, and so I kept on going to help him and making sure that he was okay. And I don't think I fell asleep till maybe around 4:30 or 5 in the morning. And then of course had to kind of get up to get ready for work. So that was a tough day too. I did get to do something fun though that I've never done before. There is a manufacturer called SVS that makes mainly subwoofers for home theater systems. I'm actually kind of into that. I'm what I guess you would consider an audiophile. I really enjoy the sound of music and the way something sounds, and I like having something that can produce a really good sound in my home. So I got this email from the SVS company saying that they were going to have a demo of their newest home theater subwoofer that just had come out on Wednesday of this week. And so they were going to be in Dallas at a store called Starpower. They specialize in home theater systems and installs and stuff like that. And I was able to go to that. And they were going to have also a giveaway for a home theater system. So I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll try to go and see what that's like. And it was really a lot of fun. It was cool to be able to hear what something like a subwoofer that I think it's in the $1,500 range, somewhere around there. It has a lot of power and it's very good. It sounds really good. And so it was really cool to be able to experience that because I always wondered about how good they sounded, because when I was originally building my home theater system, I'm the kind of person that does tons of research, and that was one of the companies that I looked at as a potential for the subwoofer, but unfortunately they're really expensive, so it was out of the question. But I always wanted to, hear what that sounded like when you spend that much money for something like that. And they had a demo where it was kind of in an open area showing some different movies. I think Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2, they showed a clip from that. Baby Driver as well, they showed a clip from that. And then they also had a separate room where they had a 2.1 system where it was just two of their towers. They now make tower speakers as well. In one sealed subwoofer. The one that they did the home theater stuff was a ported one, so it sounded different than what it was in this room. And it was really, really neat to hear that as well. Then when they did the drawing, unfortunately I did not get picked, so I didn't win anything. They picked out 10 names, and from those 10 names they went down to the final person that would get the home theater system. They also gave away some like cables and some other stuff for the other people. But it was so cool to be able to go do that and be able to experience that. And I actually got to meet one of the employees there for SVS, and they're really nice, very knowledgeable. And he actually remembered my name every time I kept seeing him, so that was kind of cool. That's really been the whole week. We've also kind of, we're lucky enough to be able to know somebody that works for a magazine that had some Santa letters that people filled out and that they needed put into a data or an Excel spreadsheet basically in order to make some extra cash. And so we've been kind of doing that to kind of help offset some of the Christmas stuff too. So we've been doing that too. I think that's really about it for me today. Of course, we have a church, and so I ran sound for a gentleman that is not our regular worship singer. He was a different guy, but he did a really great job, and so it was kind of neat to be able to, practice on somebody different than what we usually have, and being able to know that because of the way that he sings, I needed to adjust the audio settings, to make it sound better and sound right. And so it's kind of cool to be able to have done this for a while now where I can actually do something like that. So that was pretty neat. And a lot of the songs he picked were really fast paced and fast moving. So it was also pretty exciting to be able to play with that kind of style or band. That brings it to the end of the day. We'll see what happens tomorrow and next week, and we'll catch up later. Bye.
You watching the Weekly Blanket? Hi family, we're all back again. And there are only 15 more days until Christmas, and I'm really excited. I've given some of my friends their gifts. I've given Stephanie her gift, which was a t-shirt that said "Nope, not today" on it, and she absolutely loved it. I gave my friend Ellie her decorative little pillow thingy, and that's all for now. I've gotten 2 gifts in return. I've gotten nail polish, of course, as I mentioned last week, and a cup. So this week has actually been kind of eventful, I want to say. This past week was testing week, and like I didn't even have to take any tests, but it was so stressful. So the first day was English 1, and technically I'm supposed to be testing, but last year I took the PSAT and I didn't have to because I passed that. So I was like, oh yeah, don't have to take it, and then I showed it to my teacher. I'm like, okay, well, should I like show it to the office or something? She's like, oh yeah, just go down to the attendance office and it'll be fine. So I actually had to go to the counselor's office, and then they're like, okay, go to the office. And then I'm like, okay. So I go to the office, and they're like, all right, you're good. Now when somebody says you're good, that means, hey, you did it. We don't need you anymore. Like, thank you, but like, you can go now. They come down a second time and say, why aren't you testing? And I'm like, well, I don't have to. And I showed them the letter, and they're like, oh, we're gonna have to take you upstairs. And so they take me upstairs and they show it to the exact same lady I just went to. And then they're like, wait, like, you already came to us, like, you're fine, you're good, just go. And they're like, oh. And then like the other lady who like was supposedly like, you're supposed to be in testing, she's all like, oh yeah, like, why are you still here, like, just go. And I'm like, lady, you're the one who took me up here, like, what? And so I go down, and then I'm in the library because I didn't have to go to testing. And then I get a text from my dad, and he's like, I just got a call from your school saying that you're supposed to be in testing. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, in my mind, I'm so mad because I'm like, what? This is the 3rd time now. And then I just text him saying like, we've sorted it out. Because I've gone down to the attendance twice now. Like, we've got it. If you say you're all good, then that means that I'm all good. It doesn't say, oh yeah, we're just gonna call you down 5 more times. It means you're done. We don't need you anymore. And then later on, while I'm home, my mom gets a call saying that I skipped a class and I skipped testing. What? Are you serious? So, I don't know. I may or may not get in trouble for that. I don't know. But if I do, I'll just show them the letter, because it's not like, if I was supposed to be in testing, then I would be in testing. But I'm not. I had the letter. I had proof. I was good. So that was a little bit of a stressor. Also, I sang, O Come, Emmanuel, and it was okay, I guess. I mean, it wasn't the greatest song I've ever sang. Oh yeah, and in the middle, poor Lauren, she was so scatterbrained, I guess, that she messed up on the lyrics during my song, and I felt so bad for her. But she still did really good, and she actually asked me to sing both songs, but I was struggling so much with this first song that I politely declined. My choir party was yesterday, and it was so much fun. I honestly had a great time. It was just so much fun. Like, choir kids are so weird, but it's like a really fun, just quirky kind of weird that it's fun to be around and really interesting. They're just interesting people. Like, they're just their own kind of crew. They're not like weird like the theater kids, but they're also not weird like the band kids. They're just their own weird. But I had a great time, and we did a white elephant, and my gift, if you guys remember, was that old, like, it was like this little like decor, like room decor knick-knack sort of thing. It was like a pink boat, and in it were 3 flamingos, and they were all wearing hats and sunglasses. Poor girl got stuck with my gift, but she liked it, I think. On the inside, she was probably cursing me out, but on the outside, she was like, oh, yeah, it's cute. But my gift that I got some slime, which I love me some slime. So I got this adorable sequin ball, and it's so cute. And if you look, it's one of those reversible ones, so it's black right now, and then it's gold. School colors, am I right? That was lots of fun, and I had a great time. Holly was there, and we had so much fun. We laughed, and it was a great time, and I'm really glad I went. Speaking of choir, today we went over to Grandma's house, and I didn't really do anything. I just put it on and took it off. Aunt Brenny and Mommy fixed up my dress. Then they also added some cute little lace. Hopefully they'll get it finished soon, because I believe it is this Saturday. And then I'll get to show it to you guys because it's very pretty. I love them so much. They did such a good job. I think that's it. So I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Hey guys, welcome to the welcome to the weekly blanket covering our lives one vlog at a time. And on Sunday, here's a song that's called Let It Go. And we could show you part of that right now. And it's pretty funny. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, it's like a funny video. And
the past is in the past. Let it go, let it go. And I'll rise like the break of dawn. Let it go, let it go. That perfect girl that's gone.
And on Monday, Logan and Mateo, our boss, came back! Well, at least I think Logan came back. And Jaden, on Tuesday, Jaden gave me a diamond. It wasn't a real one, it was made of plastic, and he's gonna go away, so he gave me that so it could remind me as me and Jaden being friends. And on Wednesday, I went to my grandma's house because nobody was at my house. The internet went out and it spreaded everywhere, even at my grandma's and grandpa's house. So yeah, it was pretty boring without TV. I wish I could play on my phone. Yeah, that's all I did. I just play on my phone and eat, and I think I had chocolate out there. No, I didn't. I had candy there. And on Friday, I woke up at 1:11 and I went in the bathroom and I vomited. And I did that like 10 times. And after that, not throwing up again. And yeah, I'm not throwing up anymore so I can come back to school because on Friday, budget sweets! And yeah, I missed that. Me, my dad, we were watching Voltron and sadly, we're done with it again. And we would keep waiting to get more seasons on there, like season 4, season 3, season 5, or season 6, or season 100. Like if you give a mouse a Christmas cookie, they have 102 seasons. What? They only have 2 seasons. They just put 100 in it. I don't know why they do that. Yeah. If you give a mouse a cookie, then you'll want a glass of milk to go with. That's what they say on the shows. I don't know how many episodes there are. And for the finale, okay, I shouldn't say that, but for the finale, we're gonna build a gingerbread house right after this video, after this vlog, and we'll show you it next week. And